There is 1 hour of your day that has the most impact and leverage on the rest of your life than any other hour, and it's literally the hour before you go to bed. This is the hour that most people waste, and it's one of the reasons why most people are mediocre compared to where they could be, because the last hour of your day determines your success the next day. It determines your subconscious. It determines a lot of things. And so in this video, I'm going to share with you a simple 5-minute evening routine that if you apply, it will change your life enormously. It's the most simple, most science-based evening routine you could apply. It's also based on some of the teachings from Dan Sullivan, who is the #1 entrepreneurial coach in the world. He's been coaching high-level successful entrepreneurs for the last 40 years. He came up with a very powerful strategy, and there's an enormous amount of scientific research to prove that it works. So here's the evening routine. At least 30, but maybe 60 minutes before bed, put your phone on airplane mode. You want to put your phone on airplane mode. There's a lot of research that shows that if you look at your phone before bed, it actually disrupts your REM sleep. And there's a lot of research that shows that staring at your phone actually leads to sleep procrastination. Sleep procrastination means you're just scrolling because you're addicted to it, and you're procrastinating going to sleep. And so whatever you do right before you go to bed determines the mindset and the situation of tomorrow. So if you're just being reactive on your cell phone, which is what most people are doing, they're reactively scrolling and just looking, they're reacting to what other people are doing, whether that's reacting to their email, reacting to their news feeds. If you're reactive and distracted and procrastinating as you go to bed, and also as you're destroying your REM, then you're going to be reactive, distracted the next day. There's also a concept in psychology called self-signaling, and that means that every behavior you do signals back to you the kind of person you are. And so if you're always staring at your cell phone, then you're going to want to create more of that same behavior. You're going to want to stare at your cell phone even more, because all behavior is essentially addictive. And so if you're staring reactively at your phone right before bed, you're going to start the next day the same way, which is what the research shows. Most people, they're looking at their phone even while in bed before they get out of bed. Also, research shows that it takes most people at least 24 minutes to get out of bed after their first alarm. So that's pretty bad. So here's what you want to do instead. Don't be reactive. Don't be distracted. Don't stare at your phone like 98% of people do, which destroys their REM sleep. Instead, put your phone away. And now here's the 5-minute routine. Pull out your journal and write down 3 wins that you had for the last day, for that day. So there's at the end of your day, write down 3 wins you had. Now, this is different than writing 3 things you're grateful for. There's a lot of research that shows that writing 3 things you're grateful for from that day enhances your gratitude. And there's a lot of research specifically that shows by writing 3 things at the end of your day that you're grateful for, not only does your happiness and your well-being increase, but also your sleep improves. A lot of research shows that gratitude at the end of your day literally improves your sleep, creates more REM sleep, creates more restfulness, because gratitude in general makes you feel better. So instead of writing down 3 things you're grateful for, and this is something that Dan Sullivan has found, write 3 specific wins for the day. Wins means forms of progress, things you did well, or things that you learned, or things that advanced you. Write down 3 wins. Now, the reason 3 wins is more powerful than just writing 3 things you're grateful for is because by writing 3 wins, but also by feeling grateful for those wins, not only do you increase your gratitude, but you also increase your confidence, because confidence is the byproduct of performance. And so by looking back and by framing various experiences as wins, by just finding or defining out 3 wins from your day, not only are you increasing your gratitude, but you're also increasing your confidence. So basically, all you gotta do is pull out your journal and write down 3 wins that you had for that day, but also then write down the 3 most important wins you can get tomorrow. Why this is so powerful and important is because then it gets you thinking proactively about what are the most important things you can accomplish the next day. You want no more than 3. Most people, they have a to-do list of like 10 items. If you have more than 3 items on your to-do list, you're not focused on productivity, you're actually just focused on being busy. No more than 3. Jim Collins said if you have more than 3 priorities, you have none. And so no more than 3 items on your to-do list. These are things that are important, not urgent. These are things that are future self-oriented behaviors. These are things that you could easily procrastinate and put off. So there's like working on that book or that screenplay or building that business or having some one-on-one time with your kids. These are 3 important things that are relevant to your future self. They're not relevant to your current situation, or they're not things that are just based on busyness. They're things that are based on true importance. So that's all you really have to do. Honestly, pull out your journal, write down the 3 biggest wins for that day, and then what are the 3 most important wins you can have for tomorrow. Then you just close your journal. That's it. And you do this every single day. There's one other thing you can add to this, and this helps you actually increase your motivation and accountability even more. After you've actually opened up your journal and just wrote down your 3 wins for the day and your 3 wins for tomorrow, you could actually text that to a successor, an accountability partner. Text your 3 wins for tomorrow to your accountability partner. I actually have an accountability partner and an assistant that I share my 3 wins with every single day. My assistant always texts me and she says, what are your big 3 for tomorrow? Your 3 wins for tomorrow. And so this helps you in so many ways. First off, it feels like you're always winning. That's one of the things that Dan Sullivan has found is that when you have 3 wins that you're always seeing every single day, you always feel like you're winning. And if you always feel like you're winning, you always feel like you're moving forward. But secondly, if you're clear on your big 3 for the next day, then you can wake up tomorrow with a purpose. First off, you go to bed with gratitude. It increases your sleep. But when you wake up, you already know what you're going to do. And that's a really important aspect of having in a morning routine is you want to know what you're going to do when you wake up. And that eliminates decision fatigue. Decision fatigue is where you're in a situation where you don't know what you're going to do. For example, you're at like a party and you're trying to be on a diet and they're offering all sorts of desserts. Decision fatigue happens when you don't actually know what you're going to do. If you don't know what you're going to do in a given situation, then that burns out your willpower because you're kind of caught between multiple options. And ultimately what usually happens is you cave to the most easy or default option, which in most cases is the path of least resistance, which in most cases is the poor behavior, which ultimately destroys your confidence. So if you're in a situation, for example, and you're on a diet, but you don't know actually what you're going to do, more often than not, you will cave to, the sugary sweets or whatnot. That same principle applies to a morning routine. When your alarm clock goes off in the morning, the reason why on average in America people spend 24 minutes in bed after their alarm goes off is because of decision fatigue. They didn't have a game plan that they were excited for when they woke up. Instead, they went to bed reactively and they're waking up reactively. If you don't know what you're going to do when your alarm goes off, you're going to deal with decision fatigue. Do I get up? Do I not get up? Well, I don't know what I would get up for. And then you have to start making decisions, and making decisions is costly. But also, if you don't know what you're going to do, you're probably just going to cave to the snooze button. But if you have your big 3 set out, then you don't need to deal with decision fatigue because you already made a decision the night before. Michael Jordan actually said, once I made a decision, I never thought about it again. Not only do you want to make a decision, but you can also design for that situation. Environment design. So you could put your alarm clock across the room. You could have your journal wide open right next to your alarm clock with your big 3 so that as soon as you get there, you wake it up and you go. You could have your clothes laid out. You could make it so easy for yourself that you just get up and you get going. That is the evening routine that actually, if you apply consistently, not only will you build your confidence and your gratitude, you'll sleep better, but also you'll wake up with more purpose. And because you're focused on winning and because you're focused on your 3 big wins, you're going to start creating more wins. You're going to start wanting more wins. You're going to start using your time more productively and more prolifically. And because you're in a state of winning and focusing on the important versus the urgent, the quality of your wins will increasingly go up. Rather than just being busy and doing 10 different things, you're going to focus more and more on high quality. That's actually one of the things that Joshua Waitzkin, the author of The Art of Learning, talks about, is making quality a way of life. And so how you spend that last hour of your day in a lot of ways determines your sleep. It determines the quality of your next day. It determines the focus of your next day. But if you can use that last hour really well, and if you can get better and better at framing each day as a win, clarifying wins, but then also specifying the best kinds of wins for the next day, the best 3 wins, and then using accountability to report those wins, then you're tapping into Parkinson's law. You're focusing on wins, you're creating wins, and the quality of your days increases, the quality of your time increases, the quality of your sleep increases, the quality of everything increases. How you do anything is how you do everything. And so that last hour of your day is your highest leverage hour. It determines how you sleep. It determines the success of your next day. So my question for you is, how are you using the last hour of your day? Are you using it to frame yourself in the win and to frame your day as a win and also to set yourself up for the success the next day? Or are you just wasting it? Most people waste it. Most people, they consume a lot of junk media, junk food, and just procrastinate sleep. And then their sleep stinks. Their next day is non-fruitful, non-eventful. They're just going through the motion in survival mode. So that is how you apply a powerful evening routine. So simple, so science-based, and if you do it, the quality of your days will continuously improve. The quality of your wins will improve. The quality of your deep work will improve. The quality of your future self will improve. My name is Dr. Benjamin Hardy. Please like this video if it was helpful. Please subscribe to this channel if you want more content, science-based content to help you become your desired future self. Also down below, you can get access to a full private 30-day future self course that will help you become your desired future self in the next 30 days. Have an amazing day.